My name's Joanna Hogg. I'm a British filmmaker. I've been making films since about 2007, but before that I had a career making television, directing television drama for many years, and originally I was a photographer. In ArtistTalk.eu Cinema Festival I'm showing a film called Archipelago, which seems very apt as we're on an island, and my story is set on a little island off Great Britain in Cornwall. And it's about family relations and difficulty of communicating and finding your own personal freedom within the structure of a family. Yes, it's a very changeable process, and from my first film to the film I'm preparing now, a lot of things have changed. I think I started off in a more conventional way, preparing a screenplay and shooting from a screenplay, but I discovered when I was working, contrary to how I was working in television, which was within very strict limitations, I like to invent and create the story as I go along. So I shoot in story order. I usually choose a location where I have the freedom to be able to do that. And I like, although I have a document before I start shooting, and it is a type of script, but it's more like a novella. It's something, in a way, it looks more literary, but with photographs. And I prepare this document, but then I keep a lot of freedom for myself as I'm working. So each day, each evening after shooting, I'll think about the next day and write some more work for the following day's shooting. So it's very fluid in a way, but at the same time I give myself a very rather like in television, but in a completely different way, because it's on my own terms. I create my own limitations in a way, and the location, well, an island has very strong visual limitations, and I like that, because then I find a lot of freedom within those strictures. Well, it's very true. In fact, rather than things that connect, it's more things that disconnect, that are not connected to my television work. Because when I was directing for television, I was working from someone else's script, so it wasn't my own work. There was none of my own personality within the work. So I was given a script for maybe a television series, and then I would direct it in a very sort of functionary sort of way. And I found increasingly, having originally studied at film school, that I had no space to express myself at all within this type of work. It was very limiting and in the end very boring. Yet at the same time I would keep being asked to do more of this sort of work, and it's very attractive because you get a nice salary. So then I set myself free from this, and in a way I did everything that I didn't do in television in my own films, because I was very frustrated as a director. There were so many ideas, both in terms of story and in terms of visual ideas and ways of shooting that I wanted to explore, but I couldn't explore because the executive producers in television were, very much looking over my shoulder. So I wanted to create a space for myself where I had no one looking over my shoulder and could do anything I wanted to do, or anything that I felt like doing, which gives the sense of something very chaotic. But I sort of I rein in the chaos in my own way, and so everything I do now is on my own terms, and I feel very I guard very carefully this new freedom I have, and I don't want to give it away. So it means I work with a very small team, with a very small crew, more like a documentary in a way, where I don't like to use, I don't like to talk about money, but at the same time it's relevant to what I do, because I don't like huge budgets, because then you start to get into a similar thing that I had in television with people looking over your shoulder.